Hey everybody, this is Rasp. I wanted to create this quick video on how to do drafting using the online manager tool. Um, so before you can use the tool, you need to get your scouting reports in order. Um, so inside of your game, you go to your team. Under your GM, you'll have your scouting draft. Once you submit your scouting draft and the sim is done, then it will look similar to this. Then the only thing you need to do from here is click on export. When you click on export, you'll see that it has your path name to where it's going to be, where the file is located in scouting. So when you click OK, it will actually open up that sheet. From there, you're going to close this because you don't want it open when you're going to do that. Then you go over to Online Manager. And again, I'm using a local version of this because our draft scouting hasn't been done yet, and so I wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to see what it looks like after the scouting has been done. So you would go to Search Players, and under Search Players, Import Scouting Report. You choose your file. If you know the path already, you can go there, or you can paste it in there, Control V, and then you find your scouting report, you click OK, load the file. Once the file is uploaded, then you'll be able to go into location and then select all your draft players. And then your draft players will only show players that you have actually scouted. So if you go back to the game and there's like this tackle would not show up because I have done no scouting points on them. So the reason I built it that way was because it's very misleading. When you don't scout it, it just puts random-ish type scores in there, and you'll get these guys in undrafted projections that will match top 10 or be better than top 10, and you'll be like reaching for somebody that's unreasonable. So I wanted to make sure that didn't happen. So I only select drafted players, or not drafted, but scouted players. So once you're in here, you can also add in your team. So I'm going to add in Minnesota. And so you can actually see the combination of your team and how your scouts projected your players. So I'm going to just go for quarterbacks right now. All right. So how does this done? Because you have scores and things to that effect. These aren't real for your draft players. These aren't real scores. These aren't going into the database and finding what's really scored. What it's doing is under your scouting report, it's looking at the grades that were set for each of these quarterbacks. So as you were scouting them, it would go through and see that this was a strength for a tackle, and then it would go through and based off of the fact that it was a top 10 and it rated as A, then it would try to project, okay, what other first round picks were tackles were rated and what the rating was over the last few years. Let's say the high was 99 and the low was 80. Based off that letter score, if it got an A, then it would be somewhere close to 99. If it was like an F, then it would be something close to 80. So it kind of puts it into something that is more palatable, or something you can compare to your other players to try to figure out where they are, but it's not real scores. So essentially, once you have that in place, you have the ability now to kind of have a different viewpoint of it than just kind of talking to or looking at the spreadsheet or looking in game. You can actually compare it against some of your other quarterbacks. The other thing too is you can add things to watch list, etc. Things that makes it easier to also, if you did scout it, the appropriate scouting, which I think is talk to the coach, you'll see the traits for those. If you didn't scout and talk to the coach, then you wouldn't necessarily see the traits for those particular players. Well, that's in-game players. And again, the red are your team, black is everybody else. So now, when you're ready to go to the draft room, you can see I already have simulated a few picks already, but you can see who's on the clock, what pick it is, who's upcoming next on those type of things. You can go click on drafted players and you can look to see back on the drafted players. And when you do go into the drafted players and you look at them and you click on them, you will see strengths and skills and things, and these are actually real. There's no overall for this particular person because I haven't done an import. So once the admin has simulated the thing and imported the files back into the tool, then you'll see the rest of everything, like if traits will show up or overalls will show up. But essentially, you can see what the skills and stuff were when you're in there. But as they sim, all that information will be loaded down there, and it's sorted based off the last picks. You can also search for a player, let's say running back. I don't know if there was a running back selected yet. There was a quarterback selected. Search players, never mind. So if I do, you can search up for players or teams if you wanted to see what your team did. Let's say Bills. So then the next thing you can do is you can add players to the watch list. You can sort them up and down by clicking on the arrows so that you can kind of see where it is. The admins do not have access to be able to see this. The only person that can see this is you. So when you're in here and you set this up, this will be the only watch list you ever see from the draft players. And this is just so as you're going through it, you kind of have an idea of what it is and quickly get what it is. Quickly put the draft picks in order, and then all you have to do is you click on draft this player, or you can go down here and you can find the players, draft the players. You can sort by your projections or positions, player names. One thing to note, you won't see these projections if you don't do the scouting import. So if you see the scouting import, there will be no projections. You'll see a projections list, but they won't have any projections. So you have to and do that to be able to see these. So you can sort them by projections and kind of see where you're at from there too. And really, that's it. So let's say I'm ready to go through, and Seattle's ready to pick this. I'm just gonna go hit that. It'll ask you if you want to draft them, and you will say yes. When it does draft them, it will add the player. It will add the player to the move up to the next, and then you'll notice that Seattle picked that quarterback. The other thing too is inside of Discord, as the draft is going on, it will let the person know that, hey, you drafted this person. The next person know that you're on the clock, and the next person know that you're up next. So that's really all there is to it for the draft thing. So let me know if you have any questions, and good drafting.